Okay, this is going to be segment number 2 of episode 9. And now we're on my finished objects. I have 2 things to show you. One, if you're on Plurk and you're a friend of mine on Plurk, you've already seen them. But if not,
I don't have friends.
I know. Well, they're just pretend cyber friends, right? They don't really like me. But so these are my Vesper socks that I finished. I actually finished some.
We could have a Vesper party.
A week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I'm not certain exactly when, but so they have a little bit of pink on the toe.
And you did a different heel than I did.
I did. Because I'm neurotic, I wanted the color striping to stay in sequence. So when I got to this point, I put these stitches on waste yarn, half the stitches, and then I just kept on knitting, and then I came back and did an afterthought heel. I actually got the idea to use the yarn in this specific striping pattern by watching Karen from Round the Twist while she was actually at the fling. So Karen, I don't know if you knew that, totally stole your idea.
So how you, okay, so you put it on
so
waste
yarn.
Let me
take this off, yeah.
Okay, so you put it on waste yarn and then you decided that you're so anal that you wanted to keep it?
I'm at this point of knitting my sock, right?
Okay.
Let me get to so I can show people. So if you can, the color stripes stay in sequence this way. So I got to this purple and I was about 2.5 inches away from the total length of the sock, which is what Wendy uses for her generic thing at the point where you should be starting your heel. And so what I did was I used a 64 stitch foot because that fits my foot just fine. And what I did was when I got to this point and I did my last row of purple, I went back across the next row. I put half of those stitches on waste yarn. I just took about a yard of waste yarn and knit the stitches onto that yarn. And then then I moved the stitches that I had just knit that were on the waste yarn back onto the left-hand needle and knit them again with the working yarn.
Some people do mittens, like the thumbs of mittens like that, like the gussets of the thumbs.
Okay, see, I haven't done a lot of mittens, so, but I just kind of watch other people and then steal all their ideas.
Yeah.
Which is what I did with this, with Karen. So this is my one finished object.
And then you made sure that you got the pink, purple,
right,
red, pink
because
sequence.
pink was the color that came in between the purple and the red. So that's what I did. So if you're neurotic like me, that's a good way to keep it in sequence. So my other finished object was, while we were waiting to do this next video podcast, I can't get used to the fact that it's still called a podcast even though it's video. While we were waiting to do this next one, I really wanted to cast on for something that we're going to talk about later. But I told her no. Yeah. And she is the boss of me, apparently.
I'm the boss of everyone. I don't know what you're talking about.
I needed something small that would keep me busy because I didn't want to get into another big thing before we started the knit-along that we're going to talk about. So I asked Laura and I said, give me something quick to knit. Tell me what to do because you're the boss of me.
Yep.
So she said, you should knit a Penelope.
Because I'm obsessed with Dangercraft and
her stuff is very cute. So this is a Penelope. I've got it in a protector, so you might not actually be able to see it very well. So they're little monsters. They're just cute little toys.
They're adorable.
Yeah, and she gives you really good instructions on how to do everything.
Her patterns are really, really good. If you've ever seen the bunny nuggets, I like to call them bun nuggets.
I didn't realize she did the bunny nuggets.
Or monster. They're the little circular monster chunks. Those are both by her.
I've never seen those, but she gives you a little biographical information about Penelope, and it's very cute. So, what's her name? Dangercraft lady.
Her last name's Danger. Rebecca Danger.
I guess I could have just looked at the pattern, right?
It's Rebecca Danger.
Anyway.
We'll link to her blog, because her blog's really cool, too.
She's very funny. So
I kind of feel like we're soulmates.
Okay, so I went hunting for yarn to make for Penelope because I didn't want it to be too boring. So what I ended up deciding on was hand spun because I wanted it to be worsted. I didn't want to